Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, going to be talking about some player props I like on Prizepicks for the NBA slate on Tuesday, October 25th. We do have 4 games tonight on the NBA slate, but at the time I'm making this video on Monday night, there's only one game available on Prizepicks, and it's the Suns and Warriors game. We have a decent amount of player props available for this game, and I wasn't even gonna make a video for today because I am gonna be busy on Tuesday during the morning and during the afternoon. But I didn't want to leave you guys hanging, and I did want to try and find something that I could play, from this game that's available. Did want to try and get a video up the night before, and I found 2 props that I like for this Suns and Warriors game. So we are going to talk through the 2 picks I do like for today, guys. Just real quickly, make sure you guys hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And also, if you have not signed up for Prizepicks, make sure to sign up with promo code NOAH. When you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code, you will get your first deposit matched up to $100. And I want to recap our plays from Monday. We did give out 3 picks for Monday's slate. And Monday was solid, man. We went 2-3 on our 3 picks. We unfortunately did miss with Joel Embiid's points prop. We'll talk about that in a second. But the 2 plays we hit on were Tyrese Halliburton over 8.5 assists. I think Halliburton finished with 10 assists. And he hit pretty early. I think it was like halfway through the 3rd quarter. He hit that 10th assist. And then we also took Franz Wagner over 3.5 assists. Wagner also hit pretty early in the 3rd quarter. I think he finished with 5 assists. But man, the Joel Embiid play, I felt really good about Joel Embiid having a big scoring game against the Pacers. I just didn't feel like the Pacers could have any answer for him. And Embiid, literally everything possible could have went wrong for Embiid. For one, it was a blowout, so he lost a few minutes because of the blowout. Now, the game had a 12.5 point spread, so I guess there was blowout risk. But with how poorly the Sixers have played this season, I really thought the Pacers could keep the game close. But I think Embiid, he got pulled with like 3 minutes left because of the blowout, so he missed out on a few extra minutes. He also lost some minutes because of foul trouble. He picked up his 5th foul, I think like halfway through the 3rd quarter. He picked up 2 fouls back-to-back and got subbed out for foul trouble. And I think he wound up playing like 27 minutes. Normally, Joel Embiid plays like 36, 37 minutes. I think he's averaging like 36 minutes per game this season. So he played about 8 to 9 less minutes than he normally plays on average. And he still finished with 26 points. He came up 3 points short, only playing 27 minutes. I felt like we got so unlucky there with the blowout and with the foul trouble. Embiid still did really well in the limited minutes that he played, but unfortunately didn't do good enough to go over his points prop. But I would have bet that again, even with that, what happened. I mean, the line got bumped up to 29.5. I felt really good about the spot for Embiid. The foul trouble is just something you can't really predict. And, Embiid's a guy that normally does a pretty good job staying out of foul trouble, but he picked up 2 quick fouls, back-to-back in the 3rd quarter, had 5 for the game, and at that point, I think he got sat. He sat halfway through the 3rd quarter, and he didn't sub back in until halfway through the 4th quarter. So he basically missed out on probably 7 or 8 minutes he would have played had he not been in foul trouble. Really annoying, man, but we move on to Tuesday's slate. Hopefully we can cash out on both these 2 picks. Do want to say, guys, that if you do enjoy these Prizepicks videos and you want more Prizepicks plays from me, I do provide those over on Patreon, link down below in the description. We did give out 3 additional picks on Patreon for Prizepicks on Monday, and we did hit all 3 of our Prizepicks plays on Patreon. So technically for the day, we were 5 out of 6. The only play that we missed was the Joel Embiid points prop, but on Patreon, we gave out Tyrese Halliburton over 11.5 points plus assists, rebounds plus assists. So we technically doubled down on Halliburton. I really felt good about the Halliburton props that I liked. The assist and his rebounds plus assist I also really liked. That line at 11.5 I definitely thought was too low. He went over that one. We also took Ja Morant over 6.5 assists. That play hit. And then we took Jusuf Nurkic over 30.5 fantasy points. That play hit as well. So hit all 3 of our plays on Patreon, 5 out of 6 for the day. Pretty good day on Prizepicks Monday. Hopefully, we can do it again for Tuesday's slate. And I will be providing more Prizepicks plays for Tuesday. Once we get the full board, sometime late Tuesday afternoon, I will have a write-up with some plays I like. I don't know how many plays I'll give out. It just depends on how much there is that I find that I like. But usually it's at least 2, 3, 4 plays I'll provide on Patreon. Again, you can check that out. Link down below in the description if you are interested. Let's talk through the 2 plays I like for this Suns and Warriors game. And we're going to talk about 2 PRA props I'm liking. So first off, we're going to talk about Chris Paul. 26.5 PRA, points, rebounds, and assists. I'm going over here. And I know people are going to look at me and say, why would you go over, Noah? Chris Paul, you look at his game log. He's gone under PRA in all 3 games this season. 18 PRA against Dallas. First game of the season. Last 2 games, he's lost by the hook. 26 against Portland. 26 against the Clippers. people are going to be like, why would you ever take an over when a guy's gone under in 3 straight? Well, first off, you never want to just base your picks solely off last 5 games. If you do that, I mean, you're just not going to be profitable. It's just not a smart way to play. You have to look more into it versus, versus just staring at the last 5 games. So when you look at the games that Chris Paul has played in this season, the 3 games this season, these 2 games, these were preseason games, so we don't even want to look at those. But the 3 games he's played in this season, he's played 30, 36, and 33 minutes. Did lose out on a few minutes last game because it was a blowout. They won by 17 against the Clippers. Normally in close games, Chris Paul plays about 35, 36 minutes. He's been playing at like his absolute floor this season. For one, he's not been scoring the ball at all. Just 6, 10, and 7 points. He's only taken 6, 11, and 11 shots. He has been shooting the ball pretty poorly. Shot 16% from the field in their first game of the season. Last game against the Clippers, he shot 3 for 11 and 1 for 8 from 3. So he's really not been scoring at all. He has been racking up assists, and that's something that we always know that Chris Paul's going to get. He's going to get those assists. He's basically good to give you he's almost guaranteed to get 6 or 7 assists every game. He's had 9, 12, and 11 assists in their first 3 games. I was looking at his assist prop today. It was actually at 8.5, but it did get bumped up to 9 before I started recording this video. So I'm going to side with the PRA, but I do like his over on 9 assists. I think this line could be 9.5, if not close to 10. We know Chris Paul is going to get some assists. He's going to get some rebounds as well. He's a pretty decent rebounding guard. 3, 4, and 8 rebounds through their first 3 games. He's averaging 5 rebounds per game. The scoring has been way down for Chris Paul, but I think the scoring is going to come back at some point. I mean, Chris Paul last season, I believe, averaged 13 or 14 points per game. So far this season, he's only averaging 7.5 points per game. Chris Paul is not going to average 7.5 points per game the rest of the season. He's going to start scoring the basketball more. We know the assists are going to be there. He's always good to give you 4 or 5 rebounds. Just looking through each individual stats for Chris Paul, so far his usage rate has not been super, super high, but he does have this season, 15% usage rate. Obviously, you would expect a higher usage rate for Chris Paul. Looking at his usage rate last season, he actually had a 20% usage rate last season. So his usage rate's been down about 5% compared to what it was last season. But again, I think that number is probably going to rise as the season progresses. When you look at potential rebounds and potential assists, so far this season, he's actually 4th on the team in rebound chances per game. He's averaging 7.7 rebound chances per game. Again, averaging 5 rebounds per game. And then potential assists, we know the assists are always going to be there. 18.3 potential assists per game for Chris Paul. 10.7 assists per game he's averaging. So his PRA, points, rebounds, and assists, his averages this season, he's basically averaging, when you round up, he's averaging 8 points, 5 rebounds, 11 assists, so 23 PRA. And again, it feels like he's been playing at his absolute floor. He's not been scoring the ball at all. He's going to get some rebounds. He's going to rack up some assists. But if he can just score the ball a little bit more, if he can just shoot the ball a little bit better, Chris Paul is going to go over 26.5 PRA more times than not. I mean, I feel like a double-double is pretty likely here for Chris Paul. He's probably going to get double-digit points, double-digit assists, close to that, I think. And he's going to get some rebounds too. Again, I was debating taking his assists versus his PRA. I think he goes over 9 assists. I feel like he's probably going to get double-digit assists, but I could definitely see him finally, maybe this is a game where he finally has a big scoring game and puts up 18 points and then gets 4 rebounds, and then maybe he gets 6 assists. And if he does that, obviously he's going to clear this PRA line. So I side with PRA, but I think Chris Paul is definitely due for a good game here at some point. I mean, he's good. He's a really good player. He's not going to continue to play as poorly as he has. He's going to start scoring the ball more. Even his points prop, I think, at 13.5 could definitely be a little bit higher. I like this line quite a bit for Chris Paul, 26.5 PRA. We know in a big-time game like this against a big-time opponent, Chris Paul's playing 36, 37 minutes. He's usually been pretty good against the Warriors, too. I do have his game log pulled up. Last few games against the Warriors, 21, 6, and 8 he put up against Golden State. Recently, he also had 15, 3, and 8, so that game he finished just short of PRA. But there was one game he had 15, 6, and 11, 24, 3, and 10. So he's had some pretty solid games recently against Golden State. Golden State this season, I know, has been playing at a really fast pace, so I think this could definitely be kind of a high-scoring game. I like this line at 26.5 for Chris Paul. I think there's a lot of ways he could go over this, whether it be he finally has a good scoring game. Obviously, he could rack up a ton of assists, which he normally always does. He's going to get some rebounds, too. I'm going to take PRA for Chris Paul. I like a lot of his props for today. I like his assist prop, too. But for the sake of this video, for my entry, I'm going to be playing the over or taking Chris Paul to have more than 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And then to pair that on the other side from Golden State, I like Andrew Wiggins to have more than 24.5 points, rebounds, assists. This is a prop that all you guys are probably going to feel a little bit better about, because when you look at Andrew Wiggins this season, he's gone over this PRA line in all 3 games. 30 PRA, game 1, or their first game against the Lakers. Game 2 of the season against Denver, he had 34 PRA, and then their most recent game against the Kings, he had 30 points, rebounds, assists. So he's cleared this in all 3 games this season. And when you look at Andrew Wiggins and what he's done this season, he's been really, really aggressive offensively. He's been scoring the ball a ton. He's averaging 22 points per game. 20, 23, and 24 are his points, game logs this season. And he's done it on really good volume. 14, 17, and 19 field goal attempts. He's been, shooting pretty efficiently, but Andrew Wiggins has always been a pretty efficient shooter anyways. So I think this, shooting 40, 50% from the field is probably going to continue for Wiggins. He's historically been a, 40, 50% shooter from the field. So we know he's going to be scoring the ball. He's going to play really, really big minutes. 29 minutes their first game against the Lakers, but I believe that was a blowout. I think he did lose some minutes because of the blowout in that game. Game against Denver was competitive, 37 minutes. Last game against Sacramento, it was looking like a blowout. But then the Warriors, their bench started giving up the lead, and I think Steve Kerr had to bring the starters back in. Wiggins didn't really even play his full minutes last game, still went over this PRA with 32. But Wiggins, we know, is going to play monster minutes. His usage has been pretty solid this season. So far this season, he does have the 4th highest usage rate on the team, 21.7% usage rate. Shot attempts have been there, as we mentioned. He's been getting a lot of shot volume. He's been rebounding really well this season, 11.7 rebound chances per game, averaging 6.3 rebounds per game, and his assist, he's not normally a guy that gets a ton of assists, but he has been averaging 5 potential assists per game, averaging 2.7 assists. So when you look at what he's averaged this season, basically when you round up, 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists are basically Andrew Wiggins' averages this season, and that would be 31 PRA. Now, is Andrew Wiggins going to average 31 PRA the rest of the season? Probably not. But I definitely think, especially right now, while Draymond Green is still on kind of a minutes limit, while Klay Thompson's still kind of on a minutes limit, Andrew Wiggins is going to have plenty of opportunity to put up some big lines. And he's been playing really well lately. He's been scoring a ton. He's been playing huge minutes. I expect that to continue. I think him and Steph Curry are going to kind of be the lead guys on offense for the Warriors, at least to start the season until Klay Thompson gets fully healthy. So I like this quite a bit as our second play for today to pair with the Chris Paul PRA. Going to be taking Andrew Wiggins PRA over 24.5. And these are the 2 picks I like for the Suns-Warriors game tonight. Again, guys, right now at the time I'm making this video on Monday night, these are the only props that are available, so it was a little bit tough to find, a ton of props to give out. Normally, I like to give out more than just 2 picks, but again, I wasn't really going to be able to make a video Tuesday morning or Tuesday afternoon, so this was kind of when I had to make the video. I wasn't going to force any plays, but I did feel good about these 2 plays. I will be posting, I will be putting this entry in after I make this video, and I'm definitely going to have some more props I like. I'm going to share those over on Patreon once we do get the full board posted for Tuesday, probably sometime late Tuesday afternoon. I'll have some Prizepicks plays posted on Patreon with a write-up for each play if you want to check that out. If you want more Prizepicks plays from me, check out the Patreon linked down below in the description. But as always, guys, I wish you the best of luck. Best of luck if you are tailing these 2 plays. Hopefully we can cash out, make a little bit of money tonight. But good luck. Thanks as always for watching the videos, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.